approved plans to build the first oil refinery in the U.S. in more than 30 years. The project faces environmentalist opposition, but Texas-based Hyperion Group insists its $10 billion refinery is a step toward energy independence.
Would more refineries in the U.S. change the equation at the gas pump? Let's ask our Bulls and Bears panel. You know, there used to be the old NIMBY, not in my backyard rule, but apparently the folks in this neighborhood said, yeah, please put it in my backyard. We could use the revenue.
Well, I don't know if they said that, but
it was an overwhelming vote to the positive.
It's a big step. It still has to get approved for air pollution controls. It's a lengthy process, and they still have to build a pipeline. This is designed for oil coming in from Canada, but there's no pipeline to get it there. So, you know, this is still a long way away from being a reality, but it's an important step. I mean, no refineries built in 30 years is a big problem.
Yeah, but would that bring down the price of gasoline at the pump, Peter?
Well, no, prices are going to go up regardless of whether or not we build more refineries. If we have more refineries, they won't go up as much because we won't have to import as much refined oil as we do now. But the problem is you can't will these refineries into existence. It's going to take a long time to build them. It's going to cost a lot of money. And where's the money going to come from?
Well, but Gary, you know, when the will is there, we find the way here in America. And the vote was 3,900 to 2,800. So it was an overwhelming vote for the community. Hyperion certainly wants to go ahead and do this thing. So it's going to get done, don't you think?
In years to come. That's the problem with all this. There's already several lawsuits against the vote for what happened by the environmentalists as well as others here. And that's been the big problem with the refiners. It's just, for the last 30 years, it's too much to put them up. You have to deal with the regulatory environment, how much you have to spend on that. And you end up with this, and you probably got 3 or 4 years and a lot more votes before anything does get done. It's almost not worth it.
And we should also clarify that while the vote was lopsided, you know, the people who were closest to it in these rural areas were adamantly opposed. You know, David, you bring up NIMBY. When I was out at the Wall Street Journal Economics Conference, they called it banana. Build absolutely nothing anywhere near anything. So
right. Of course, how are we going to run the jets to get to those conferences if we do that?
Well, listen, it doesn't change the metrics for gas at the pump. Not at all. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's plenty of gas at the pump. We don't no lines like in the 70s. We have outsourced our refineries offshore in Aruba, in Saudi Arabia. There's plenty of refined product. And I don't know if you've noticed, but from $80 to $120, basically, gas prices didn't rise while oil was rising. It's not until oil got to $120 that gas prices really rose, but the spreads really gotten tight and refineries couldn't make money.
I want to get back to your point, Gary Kalpon, because it's kind of shocking when lawsuits can overwhelm the will of the people. And that's what you're saying is happening here.
Well, look, this has been a fight that just didn't start today. It's been going on for many a moon. Anytime anybody even brings up, we want to do something about the oil crisis, they go, do something else. There's no way you're building here. And you said it best with this banana thing. There's already 3 lawsuits on this. There's going to be 10 more lawsuits. They're going to come down the pipe. Nobody wants it in their backyard, whether it's because they don't want to kill the raccoons or the elk or the antelope.
All right. Thanks,
so we'll
guys.
bring back the horse and carriage. Thanks, everyone.